Hey folks, it's Moxley here and welcome to another TEW2020 video. You join us today for our January pay-per-view with AEW, the one that is a tribute to where it all started, Extreme Warfare Revenge. So of course we call this one AEW Extreme Warfare. Very creative, I must say. So looking forward to this one. We basically take up the full amount of the show, the 225 minutes on action, on angles. And it's going to be an interesting one. As I say, it kind of points in the direction of where we're going with the company in the future. And I'm quite excited to see how it goes down. So we're live on Bleacher Report Live, we're live on Fight TV, and we're live on demand. And we're not live on YouTube, because this, of course, is a video. So thanks for tuning in, much appreciated. If you want to get social, you know what to do. If you want to check out the game, try it for yourself, then please just check out the description below. The link will take you to all the best places that you need to get started on TEW. So without further ado, we'll head to Colorado Springs, Colorado, and yeah, this is All Elite Wrestling Extreme Warfare. So Falcon Stadium is where we're at in Colorado Springs, and it's 45,596. It might be a record attendance, I'm not actually too sure, I'll let you double check that. We start off with Cody in the ring, and that open challenge is going to go down. Who is going to step up to the plate? The promo from Cody is a 78, so who will be the man? Could it be just a normal AEW wrestler? Could it be a debutant? It is a debutant, and that man is Austin Creed. He is in the house. He says he is here in AEW, and he's looking forward to having a good time, getting some championships, and yeah, just generally doing a lot of stuff outside of AEW as well. So he accepts the challenge, underperformed, but a fantastic 86 rating, and he debuted that, a fan favourite gimmick. Of course here, if we do sign anyone from the WWE, we will be giving them new names or names they use elsewhere. Match itself was a 69. Fantastic heat and good wrestling. Cody defeats Austin Creed in 2007 by pinfall after a beautiful disaster. A 69 rating's not too bad. Cody off his game as well. He also benefited from a hot new move. So I'll be honest, the initial plan was to go with Miro here, but Cody was not going to put Miro over, and I felt like Miro needed a win off the bat, while Austin Creed doesn't necessarily need that because there's other things we can book with him. But Cody picks up the win here, and yeah, absolutely solid from Cody. And after the matchup, respect is shown to baby faces. They shake hands to a 76 rated segment. Next up, we have in the tag team division a good matchup that saw the Sex Gods, Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho, defeat Private Party in 11:20 when Sammy Guevara pinned Isaiah Cassidy with the 6:30. As you can see, I just took rid of the poor chemistry between Jericho and Guevara, just made it neutral. I felt like if we made it good or excellent, it just abuses it. So neutral, that's fine. A 70 rated matchup here. Chris Jericho with the worst in-ring performance due to his age, but a good win for the Sex Gods. Puts him a wee bit closer in tag team contention. We then have a backstage angle where we have the Dark Order's Evil Uno and Stu Grayson attacking Trent and Chuck Taylor, best friends backstage. So that was a 34, taking him out of contention, and that led to a matchup where we had great wrestling and good heat, and we saw Darby Allin defeat Orange Cassidy in 14:18 with the coffin drop. So a bit of revenge for the matchup that took place at End of the Line. A 78 rating's good. Lack of psychology prevented this from being even higher, but Darby Allin gets his revenge on Orange Cassidy and picks up a very, very good victory. And after the matchup, Brody Lee, Darby Allin, Evil Uno, Stu Grayson, Alex Reynolds and John Silver all beat down Orange Cassidy. The Cult, don't call him a cult, but the Cult are all over him, beating him up. And obviously best friends are nowhere to be seen. Reynolds and Silver look dreadful. I need to actually see if I'm going to add in 5 and 10, but for now we'll keep it as the 6, or the 7 technically if you add in Priscilla as well. But the Dark Order is showing its strength by destroying Orange Cassidy. Next up, that brawling match we're going to have was good. And Tomohiro Ishii defeated Lance Archer in 9:24 with a vertical drop brainbuster. A good 72 rating here. Ishii's just in the door. You're not going to have him losing this, but a proper wild brawl and two guys just beating the crap out of each other for a very solid main event level match, you could say, at 72. Miro cuts a promo, so we just had him, just say that's him being cleared to wrestle, and yeah, he's looking forward to getting involved in AEW, and that was a 64. And we then had good heat and decent wrestling in the TNT Championship division, where Claudio Castagnoli defeated both Scorpio Sky and Frankie Kazarian in 13:40 when Castagnoli pinned Kazarian with the neutralizer. A fourth title defence, three guys very similar in ring performance, and a 66. Pretty solid for the TNT division. We then had the Women's Championship on the line, and in a decent matchup we saw Nikki Storm defeat Awesome Kong in 9:42 by pinfall with the Perfect Storm. So Nikki makes the 5th defence of the Women's World title. She gets that win over Awesome Kong that she would never get. She's pinned her. A 61's pretty good. Is there anyone else in this women's division that can challenge her? Well, that remains to be seen. So she celebrates afterwards. A very strong 73 promo, or just segment here, but the champ is looking in good form. Next up, we had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, and it saw the Young Bucks defeat the Butcher and the Blade in 14:04 when Matt Jackson defeated the Butcher with a Meltzer driver. The Butcher was the weak link, but overall I think a 78 matchup for those two can only help their overness going forward. That kind of exposure on a pay-per-view can only be good for them, and the Bucks defeat the Butcher and the Blade, getting a wee bit of retribution, but still a very solid matchup there. Also in tag team action was the match for the tag team championships. And it was a superb matchup that saw the Titans defeat the Lucha Brothers in 15:09 when Jacob Fatu pinned Pentagon Jr. with a machine termination following interference from Ricky Starks. So Ricky Starks is showing that he's a very, very capable guy, helping out with the Titans as they make defense number 2 of the AEW World Tag Team titles. An interesting thing as well, Cage and Fatu are more over than the Lucha Bros. That's how strongly those two have been booked, but good win and an 81 rated matchup. Next up, Pac is in the ring and he is ready. He says Tyler Bate's just another pretender from the UK and that there's only one elite British wrestler and he is the bastard Pac. So Tyler Bate can do what he wants, but he'll never be on his level. That was an 85. And the match itself was pretty good, a 79. Superb matchup where Pac defeats Tyler Bate in 13:37 with the corkscrew shooting star press. So as much as I love to have put Tyler over off the bat, which you'd expect, Pac just wasn't for having it, and I didn't want to sacrifice too much of the match rating, so we gave Pac the win. It gives Tyler an opportunity to build up because he's plenty of time to get to that level. So Pac picks up the win here. Leading up to our main event, a promo from Jon Moxley, and he says him and Hangman have went through a war, but tonight is the night, he gets retribution. He's not only going to defend his championship and keep it, which will put him close to a year-long reign as champion, but he's also going to put Hangman Page through a table to see how he feels. So that itself was a 79. The match was a 79, which I was kind of hoping would be a wee bit better, but in an exceptional matchup, Hangman Page defeats Jon Moxley in 27:55 by pinfall with the Adam's Apple following an interference from Shawn Spears. Hangman Page is the new AEW World Champion. I think a good reason of why this has been nerfed a wee bit in terms of segment rating, we had to protect Moxley, but it's all hopefully going to make sense down the line as the new champion is Hangman Page in this new era of AEW. But of course, Moxley does get a wee bit of a laugh when he gets back to his senses and he puts Hangman Page through the table just as it promised. So an 83 for that, a show overall, which showcased an 80 rating, increased their popularity in 56. So the highest promo from Woods and Cody, the highest match from, well, the main event, sorry, Hangman Page and Moxley. We'll cover for most of that. So that would be a success. One championship changing hands, the main one. But good defences for the Titans, for Nikki Storm, for Claudio Castagnoli. And maybe one day we may see another title belt in All Elite Wrestling. But a very solid show. We'll take it back to the main screen and we'll see what else is going down in the wrestling world. We'll look and see how we could be doing financially as well. But yeah, looking forward to where we're going forward. At the same night, we had NXT TakeOver Philadelphia. We also had a New Japan show, the road to the beginning. So they had nearly 40,000. We had 45,000. And NXT had 37,000. So yeah, the mods get a wee bit inflated attendances. So that'll help the old ticket sales, which are up this month. That's good. We've had a steady increase most months, apart from November to December is a bit lower. But overall, very, very happy with that. Obviously, when tax, miscellaneous, worker costs and all that hits us, we'll probably lose a bit more. But you've got to spend money to make money. And speaking of making money and spending money, newest recruit to the women's division is Alexa Bliss. Is she worth the product? She's obviously not the most skilled in the world. There is some good skills there. The reasons for bringing in Alexa Bliss: a psychology stat of 80 is fantastic. I've always struggled with that. Straight in with high sex appeal, charisma, microphone, acting, all that, and the pop level. Instantly would be our most over female. So I think it's a no-brainer. 29 as well. You've at least got 5-6 years at Alexa Bliss. So I'm hoping that she'll come in and be very, very solid. And we'll make her a heel. We won't be calling her Alexa Bliss. She'll be called Lexi or something, because obviously it's her WWE name. But yeah, she'll be in and she joins in 20 days. And the champion Chris Jericho with a new 2-year contract. Done. And delivered. Big Swole has got a month left in her contract. That's fine, we'll renew that. Matt Jackson, the bunny needs to learn to sell. She wasn't wrestling. Alex Reynolds needs to learn to sell, says Nick. 912,000 fans watched the show. That's a buy rate of 1.52 for the 760,000 that paid. Ishii, Ray Phoenix and Penta need a bit of a break. That's fair enough. So the other thing I want to check is just if we can find our top 100. We'll move that there. So in terms of actual shows, Extreme Warfare was our 6th best ever. Our best match is still the Young Bucks against Proud and Powerful, but for that many 81 rated matches, that match will filter in somewhere, the one that get 81 in that show. Highest ever attended event, so that's good to see, and our highest ever buy rate as well. So yeah, all looking good, and obviously our TV ratings are going to be suffering a wee bit because of the loss of the UK market, although we're not too far off with those January ratings compared to what we've been getting normally in January. So that's it for this episode. Thanks very much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. On the road to Revolution, and yeah, it's going to be really interesting with the aftermath of the reign of Hangman begins and how Moxley will deal with him, and of course Sean Spears as well. So thanks for tuning in. Hopefully I'll see you next week for that episode, and remember to check out the other series that are kicking about on the channel. Thanks again, and see you soon. Bye bye.